we got to wonder if it's going to start. This is only the second time in 7 years that the engines have been started, and it also flooded. Client called desperate this weekend on Sunday. He had some flooding going on and circuit breakers were tripping, bilge pumps weren't working. So we sent one of the guys over with a crash pump. We got him pumped out. We fixed the wiring for the bilge pumps and then had to identify where the leak was coming from. AJ found that one of the through hulls corroded away so much that water was coming through the base of it at a pretty good rate. Making arrangements right now to get the boat moved over to the yard, and we were going to do it in March and then do work, but I guess we're going to do it now because, well, it's sinking. That'll be what, 5 boats in the yard I got right now? I got my hands full.
Hey, Matt and Carrie Ann, this is Casey with Seeing It Adventures. I got one of your long-term clients, couldn't get the motor started today and had to resort to Ceto. He's ready for some love.
Heading back to little catamaran with the D4 leak. We're going to clean off the plug and the oil and all that. And we're going to put some leak lock on the threads, tighten that down, and then we will run the engine and see how it looks. We had Casey was going to bring the boat over. He got to the boat down on the dock, got the engine started, but then the starboard engine wouldn't shift, but then the starboard engine also died. Now keep in mind, these are Cummins engines, so I don't have the equipment to hook up to them. I don't have the computer or the software or anything. We're going to have Key West Engine come and do that because they're the Cummins dealer. We're a Volvo dealer.
Chris is going to tell us about this awesome job that he's doing over here on one of our customers' boats.
I can fix a boat, but I cannot figure out how to get a mic on there. So it's a Sea Ray 450. It's a very old boat. They pulled it out of the water because it was taking on water through one of the through holes. So we got it over to the yard, which it did not come over on its own power, unfortunately. So I got it here. The yard started complaining that there was kind of a bad smell. So when I came over to check it out, there was black water coming out of the bottom of it. So I went on board, tried to secure all the valves that I could because the overboard discharge was kind of stuck open. Once we were able to get that secure, there was still a pretty bad smell in the engine room, and that is because all of the pump out hose and the discharge hose had all rusted through. All of his black water was leaking into the ocean and into his engine room. So I spent the last couple minutes pulling crap out so I could actually find where all the leaks were coming and spraying and bleaching and scrubbing the engine room so it's sanitary to work in there.
I heard that you're our master head technician.
Nope. That is out of...
Master head technician, no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Out of necessity, but no. I don't
we don't like black water, right?
Don't do black water unless it's an emergency. And by emergency, I mean it's spilling everywhere and it's a health hazard. Now we're done with the cleanup phase. Well, we're almost done with the cleanup phase and then we're going to move into the repair phase. The through hull for the discharge, the through hull for the AC, the hoses that go from the pump out fitting all the way to the T-valve between the 2 holding tanks, the pump and the fittings in between. So that through hull, the pump and the hoses and everything that's supposed to go to that overboard discharge all completely rotted out and were leaking. So poop was not going where it was supposed to go.
And unfortunately, the customer doesn't know that.
Not a whole lot of people do know, because not a whole lot of people get that deep into their own engine room. So it was taking on a lot of water, and luckily enough, the area that it was taking on water was compartmentalized inside the engine room, and the compartment inside the engine room was high enough that it was above the water line. So water would pour in and fill up and get to the height of the water line, but never spread. So it was never in danger of sinking, right? It was just taking on water in a place. And that's actually how boats are supposed to be, compartmentalized. So if you do take in water in one spot, it doesn't sink your entire boat. The issue was a lot of different people over time, not us, other people have jerry-rigged some of the wiring and some of the plumbing. A lot of the bilge pumps were actually pumping into another compartment, and then another bilge pump was taking it out. So the water was not discharging overboard the way that it should. It was just moving from compartment to compartment. So one of the things we're going to do while we have the whole engine room plumbing and everything ripped apart is we're going to replumb a bilge pump in front of the engine room to go overboard. We're going to verify that the bilge pump in the aft of the engine room goes overboard and replumb it, and then we'll talk to him to see if he wants us to put a third one in there, which I always recommend, that's actually wired to a high water alarm. So in the case that you do start taking on water and your bilge pump can't keep up with it, you actually have a third one that will sound an alarm at the helm or downstairs in the living space. So if you're just like hanging out having cocktails with your buddy and all of a sudden, beep, you hear this alarm, your water is getting too high that your bilge pump can't keep up with it. And then a third emergency bilge pump will kick on to help keep up with that.
We had that boat last week that we divorced the client.
That we quit, right?
And we quit, yeah, because the guy, he admitted that he's known to be a not nice person and he likes it that way. I don't know what happened, but whatever. I guess they called us back or something for more work, and we had to tell the lady, we were like, no, we're done. He questioned my integrity. He was difficult to deal with, but then they end up calling us back again. And I'm like, nope, walked away. I don't need that in my life. So we're getting ready to put this in, get this done, and get this out of here because I want to go on vacation and I don't need this hanging over my head.
So what are you working on over here today, Mel? It sounds like we've got kind of a new list.
Yeah. We've got 3 through hulls for seawater for cooling the engines, 1 on each side for each engine. 1/3 one is for the generator, plus all the hoses to the water pumps. We found one that broke. We're going to have a dissipation system for the electric was disconnected, so we have to reconnect that, put all new wires and buses in for those. The bow thruster has been removed, the motor for the bow thruster. We have to get a new motor. Talked to Sea Ray today. They sent us some information, some Maxwell systems, so hopefully our dealer here that we deal with can give us a good price on the parts for him. We have to check the whole system. The batteries have been removed for the bow thruster. We have to check the converter for the bow thruster and probably all the electric cables to the bow thruster, make sure they're still in good shape. Yeah, not so much to do. Well, yeah, with a boat like this, it will grow because 24-year-old boat sits in the water most of the time, doesn't move very much. So things are going to deteriorate. The owner's a good guy, so we try to help him out the best we can.
And when Matt gets back, we're going to be checking out the running gear. I know that's something that's been added to our list too, to make sure that everything is working properly. So.
Yeah, we couldn't get the engines or the motors and transmissions to shift into gear. And we found some red fluid underneath the starboard engine. So I would imagine that's transmission fluid of some type.
Is that the one that turned off?
I'm not sure. I wasn't on the boat when they brought it over, but they said they wouldn't shift into gear. They couldn't drive the boat. And when I was up in there working, I found some red hydraulic fluid under the engines. I would imagine something with the transmission or the electronic shifter. There we go.
As our list continues to grow.
We got a call for oil leak on this boat.
Hey, that's heavy, or is it just awkward, as Chris would say?
Awkward.
Okay, awkward. But they got a lot of stuff down here.
Yeah, a lot of grease.
Yeah, why so much? They need that much?
No, they just never cleaned it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Some sockets. Drop the lure unit.
That's our first step. I hope our audio is going to be good today because it is windy over here at Buddy's. How are we looking so far?
Good. I'm about to drop the lure unit and get the stand.
Oh wow, this
that
the
trim motor.
Yeah, wow.
Looks pretty rusty.
Yeah, it sure does.
It's a borescope, so you can send it up and try and look in the midsection to see if issues up there with the leaking oil.
You think we have issues up there?
Yes. I think the midsection is corroded and pitted and it's starting to leak oil.
Well, darn. Our borescope didn't work, so we've got to go get a new one.
It doesn't look good.
Uh-oh. I had to send Manny to go pick up the borescope because he broke the old one. But let's see what this new one shows us.
See, there's a hole through that piece of metal. It's supposed to be solid. Corrosion ate through it, and it's starting to leak oil through the drive shaft.
A lot of people don't know this, but the lock, you're not supposed to put the lock down when your trailer with it tipped up because it starts bouncing and it really wrecks on your transom.
Yeah, look at their transom.
Yeah, it's all cracked.
Hey, Greg, you have a fishing report you want to tell us about today? You're supposed to say it's blowing in 30 miles, so there's no fishing.
I'm not good at that.
Yeah, well, it is supposed to blow for like the next 10 days, so I don't think we'll be going deep dropping.
Oh, shucks.
Not looking good.
No. Oh, by the way, sorry about the wind. It's blowing like 20 or 30, something crazy. It's supposed to blow for the next 10 days, so again, not going to get to go fishing. I mean, not to say you couldn't go fishing, but it's just going to be a beating. Going to talk to Antonio about having somebody with the forklift lift the power head when the time comes. We're just going to lift the head up, check to see how bad the damage is, and then make a determination whether it's repairable or we're shopping for a new engine.
We've already prepped him for the new engine.
What do we got going on here, Manny?
Trying to remove this power head on this Yamaha, but the power head is seized to the midsection, so we're re-evaluating to see what the next step is going to be.
All right, so round 2, we got the motor off. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, this motor is in pretty bad condition. Let me know if you guys think this motor is a total loss or if it can be salvaged. What are you digging out? Is that rust?
All the grease.
What's the problem?
And this section is getting eaten away. Once that's gone, you're gonna have a lot more problems. You're gonna start mixing oil and coolant.
Ooh, this gasket too. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that's done.
Those are the motor mounts. They're shot too. This motor's seen some better days. Talk to the customer, see what he wants to do.
All right, Manny, what we got going on here?
Just cleaning the base of the power head to re-put it back together with new oil pump and new seals and all that to get rid of that oil leak.
This is the old power head. There we go. So what was wrong with it?
The oil pump seals were leaking. So it's leaking oil everywhere and then to the water. You're gonna set the power head down finally after a new oil pump and new seals. Yeah. Let's we'll stop like right above it so I can connect that hose. It's a lot easier when it's out. That's close enough.
Yeah, we'll push it if we need to.
Okay. All right. Calm down. How's it looking over there?
Pretty good. Not smushing any wires, not smushing any hoses.
I think we'll be good there. What was it?
It was just a hose on the back, this hose on the back side over here. Button it all up, get it all situated, and get this old boat back on the water.
Just connecting the harness, the hoses. Gotta put the intakes back on. Everything to wrap up the... Oh, shit. Great. I forgot about those bolts. There's these 2 bolts. You're not recording this, are you?
I am. Jeez. All right, so what's going on, Manny?
Almost done buttoning it up. Putting the rest of these parts on. Then we can fire it up. Just double check everything.
All right, so now we're just trying to get this lower unit on. We got everything else bolted and in place as it should be. All right, so we got the lower unit all put together, all secured. Now Manny is going to start putting in the oil. And we're going to connect the hose up to it and op test it, make sure it shifts in and out of gear and runs as it should, but it's going along smoothly. Isn't that right, Manny?
Yes, sir.
I've been sick and I'm still kind of sick. I'm not feeling the greatest, but got so much work. Got to at least try to scratch away at some of this. I got boats down with air conditioning and I got people coming into town, so I need to see if I can get something running. So I'll I'm going to see how long I last. I've been battling the flu, and man, let me tell you, it's been rough. My brain is not functioning very well either. I've been battling this for almost a week now. Actually, a week and a day. And my doctor did tell me that it would be that long. She said 10 days before I started feeling better. It's some kind of, she thinks I got the flu from something off the cruise ships or something. So she said, who knows where it's from. But anyways, I'm trying to keep moving here, and let's go see what I got going on with this. But I'll give you a quick recap. Unfortunately, the unit we put in is pretty much brand new. It ran great for about 2 weeks, and then it started blowing capacitors. I actually hooked my hermetic compressor analyzer test set up to it. I don't know, blew the cap up in that. So I'm going to the boat. I'm going to ohm out the compressor. I'll try to show you what that's all about and see if I can find a problem and get this thing running. So come on, let's go. This is my friend's boat. They got that dinghy off finally, getting that traded in and getting a new dinghy. That makes life easy because now I don't have to go through the hatch. I can go through the back here. Let me get myself reacquainted here. I knew this thing was expensive too. I don't know why it's blowing caps. Go up top side. Remember where the lights are for the engine room. So the thing I'm crawling over, these are the 2 brand new Seakeepers that we put in after the boat almost sank, and we put a big cover over the top to protect them. We'll see what's going on inside here. All right, well that's good. The blowers are running. There we go. We'll just shut that off for a minute. Smart start is removed from the system. That cap looks good. That cap looks good. Let's turn it on and pull the cover off of here. Power's off. I hope you guys can see me. I'm gonna turn the power on. I'm actually gonna read power on those little studs down there. I got a leak. There's water leak right here. That's where all the water's coming from. The engine is great. One more thing on the list. If we could pick up that ground right there. Okay, well, that's a weird reading. I got 115 volts on each leg. All right, so that all ohmed out good. For some reason, my start relay is clicking, so I'm gonna see if I can get that out of there and maybe have to go get one. It's that little black box down there in the bottom, right there. I'm gonna ohm out the windings to ground. If I have continuity on any of them, that's not good. So let me see if I can get you back down here. So what I have to do is take those 3 wires back off right there, common run and start, and then I ohm them out to ground. And if there's continuity on any of them, that means that the windings inside the compressor are shorted to ground. So let's see here. Let's get these back off. So let's get on the ground. And then there. So that's start, that's common, and that's run. So that's good. You don't want that. See, that's what I mean by that means you have continuity. So let's put these guys back. All right, orange is start, white is run, black is common. Just always double check, especially since I got a little bit of brain fog going on. There we go. There's the contactor latched right there. And there you can hear that clicking sound. I think you can hear it. That's the start relay for some reason. Don't know yet what's going on with that. So I think I might have found our problem. If you look in there, I don't know if you can see that. Those gaps from those little teeth or whatever you want to call them, crimps, they're too big and they're falling off the connections. So I'm going to re-crimp some of these and see if we can get this going. Thank God it's not so hot out today, but I'm still sweating like a pig. But I think that's probably because I'm sick. I got a whole bunch of these things crimped and done right now. They were all loose. I don't know why. It's from the factory that way. I don't know if they got a bad batch of crimps in or something, but let's turn it on and see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed. That was reversing valve. Just keep my fingers on that. We're just waiting for the time delay. Hopefully we don't see any fire. Compressor's running. That's good. What's going on upstairs? Water pump's on. Oh yeah, I think we're good. That's sweet, sweet, sweet news. Whew. Oh man, a little winded. First day back to work. Just for giggles, I'm gonna go downstairs and put my gauges on. Well, the discharge line is hot. Let's see if the return valve, yep, and the return's cold. So that all appears to be working. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but right here, both these connectors are also not good. So I have to crimp those too. It's kind of very strange, brand new unit coming from a factory and they're all loose. Well, so I was putting the electrical box back together and look at that, another one came off. So I'm going through all of them to make sure they're all tight. This will be the last one. Those I've already all done. So I'll crimp this one and put him back. I'll call the tech and then tell them, hey, you might want to check the factory floor and see what's going on with your connectors. Might have got a bad batch. Got the electrical box put back together. Let's get these caps off. Blue goes on the low pressure side. Red goes high pressure, which high pressure is also known as discharge, and low pressure is known as suction because it's putting out high pressure liquid refrigerant. Sends that out to the evaporators and it goes through a thermal expansion valve and it changes from liquid to a vapor, and that phase change absorbs heat. Blowers on the evaporator blow it through those coils up there and that absorbs the heat, and then the suction pulls the low pressure gas back, and then the compressor recompresses everything, and that's how it works. So it didn't turn on. I'm guessing I know what's wrong. In here I noticed that the clip, oh, there we go, just had to wait a little bit longer. All right, well, that's good news. Let's see what my pressures are. And that's excellent news. My pressures are about perfect. I think we need to do a descale though. That is a little high. That's good though. All right, we're out of here. Success. I am much relieved that my friend's coming into town and he will have air conditioning in the salon. Everything's closed up here. Yeah, we're good. Let's shut off the lights and get out of here. All right, well, I should have taken you guys with me. Don't have the energy right now. I went to the prop shop this morning. We got the props back. They're all cleaned up and balanced and dynoed. They took the cup out of them, so we'll put those back on when we get the rest of it done. They're still working on the strut. We got 2 brand new shafts over here that once we get the strut back, the strut is where the cutlass bearing is. It's what holds the shaft up in the back of the boat. You'll see it all coming up when we install it. We have to get that back. They're still working on it, and then we'll start putting that boat back together. I told the client 2 weeks. Hopefully we can get it done. And right now I'm just going to do something for myself because I don't feel like doing anything very big right now. So I'm going to put this lockable latch. There's already a latch on the door on our whaler, but I'm going to put this one on there.
But we don't have a key for the one that's on there.
Right, we don't have a key, but it came with 2, so I'm going to hop up there. It's a really nice heavy duty latch too. It's no joke. Believe it or not, this thing was like 90 bucks. Anyways, I'm going to go see if I can make it fit. I don't know if exactly the right size because I couldn't find what I wanted exactly.
You only needed flares, right?
That's right, only needed flares. $40,000 later or wherever we're at. Well, no, between being sick and getting everything done, moving, hurricanes, oh geez, man, don't even remind me.
But the move is done. Look at us.
Well, the woman told me she has anxiety because it's not exactly organized perfectly yet, so
That is true.
that has to be on my list too. All right, I'm gonna hop up here and do this.
That's why Mel called Matt the pack rat.
Yep, my wife wants me to throw everything away.
We don't use.
No, you have a $500 piece of test equipment, you don't use it for a year, and then you throw it away, and it's perfectly good. And then guess what happens? You need it the following week, and then you have to buy another $500 test set, but you can't bill that to the client. So you end up eating it, and then you throw one away, and you have to pay for another one. It's crazy. It's madness.
You just don't do that job.
Okay, I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll find out. Well, maybe it should. Looks like it is. This should work. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this one. The only problem, I think, is you don't have the keys. You know what? I wonder if the key will fit. All right, I tried some rust remover, and it kind of worked. I switched to a tub of towels, but that doesn't seem to be cutting it. It usually cleans everything. I think it might be into the plastic a little bit. I have to find a scrub.
Well, it's better than it was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this was supposed to be an easy project. It's become a little more.
Yeah, it's because we had to clean up the rust.
Did you figure out if it's going to fit?
Well, thankfully, we still have our hardware because it just saved me. So, yes, it's going to fit.
Oh, you have to use the old hardware?
No, I got new hardware, but I got it from our hardware pre-X.
Oh, awesome. I thought they would send you with hardware, no?
It did, but remember the door is different thickness, so I have to make some adjustments.
He's talking about our hardware pre-X, which is
In work.
in work. Still needs to be put back together.
Wipe that all off of there. We just spent a couple days replacing $30,000 worth of parts. We replaced the supercharger, you know, something like that.
Were you so determined to get your lock on?
I don't know, I just wanted to get it done. This is a deterrent. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it'll...
Better than just being able to open up the door, right?
Yeah, there we go. Don't lose the keys. So one of our viewers sent us a package. Let's see what he sent. He sent a note with a list of everything he sent. Thanks, Sam. Let's see what we got. We got some stainless steel hardware, some rivets, more rivets. Very handy. These things are lovely. Wire strippers.
Good for teeth.
Teeth. What?
When you gotta go to the dentist, that's what they did on me.
Best of all, I think, that's a gallon of Croil. This stuff, if you don't know what this is an awesome penetrant.
Liquid gold.
It really breaks up corroded hardware and things of that nature. Thank you very much, Samuel. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll put this to work.